Hey guys, One Fit Bruja here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a protection bottle, basically a witch's bottle or witch's jar. And I'll go over different variations of what those consist of, and I will go over some of the herbs and spices that I'll be putting into mine, a little tiny one. And I'm going to be doing this one for my home. Alright, I'm going to show you guys the ingredients, and most likely this is going to be an overvoice, so you're going to see me putting the ingredients together into the jar and blessing them and whatnot. There is a lot of noise here, and I feel like it would be better if I did an overvoice, so it would be more clear that way. So the first thing I'm going to do is smudge myself, and I'm going to cleanse my space, and then I'm going to cleanse all of my items. So when I'm done with that, I will get back to you. So here I have a plate of all the herbs I will be using. I have cayenne pepper, cinnamon, black salt, dragon's blood incense, basil, I got sage, and some rosemary. And I also have a small bottle that all these ingredients are going to go into. And also a small fragment of quartz that is left over from a geode. I like saving all these fragments for spells just like these. And also I have 3 pins and a little bundle of sage that I will keep lit hopefully through the entire time. Here I am blowing out the dragon's blood, and let's get started. So I like to do everything in 3s. I have a strong connection with number 3, so that's what I like to do. But you can do more or less than, that is up to you. So here I am adding in the black salt. Black salt is very good for getting rid of unwanted energies and unwanted people. So shake that around a little bit, level it out. You can make even layers in this or shake it around. It doesn't really matter. It'll still protect your home nonetheless. Next, we're moving on to the cayenne pepper, which is also good for getting rid of unwanted guests and is also very good for protection. All these herbs and spices are very good for protection. Moving on to the cinnamon, which is very good for healing, protection, love, prosperity, and purification. But for this purpose, I am using it for protection alone. Moving on to the basil. So basil is good for protection, peace, happiness, and purification. But for this purpose, I am using it solely for protection. Alright, moving on to the rosemary. Rosemary is good for protection, wisdom, health, and healing. But again, I'm using it for its protection purposes for this spell. Moving on to the sage. Sage is pretty popular, so I'm assuming you guys know what it's for, but I'll let you know just in case you don't. It's good for purification, protection, and health. So here I have my little geode quartz. And quartz is very good for letting in positive energy and helps to get rid of negative energy. which is what I want to do here. I want to keep the positive energy in my home and get rid of any unwanted negative energy. Now we are going in with the 3 pins that I have. The pins are good for protection and to keep intruders out. For each one, I like to say a specific purpose for each. So here I'm saying keep us safe, protection, let no ill will come into this home. At this time, you should be done adding your ingredients into the bottle. And now we are going to seal it with white candle wax. White candle wax is good for protection. And sealing all this in the jar with white candle wax will help amplify the herbs and spices properties. And at this time, you can speak your incantation. My earth cover and protect this home, shall no ill intent have a place to roam. I like to speak the incantation once when I'm sealing it, and I like to do it 2 more times as I am holding it and focusing my intent and energies into this bottle. So repeat that incantation 2 more times and end it with "So mote be." Alright guys, so now that I'm done with making the bottle, I'm gonna use hematite and smoky quartz, and I'm gonna sit these 2 next to the bottle and let it charge up. So it's gonna look a little something like that. I'm probably gonna place it right up there on top of that mantle because I want to keep this next to my door. Hence intruders, I want to keep them out. So that's going to be there to protect my home. You can also put this right above a doorway, like your bedroom door, like if you want to have another one there, maybe one here, just in case the first one may have not have been strong enough. See, these types of things, they are smaller. So the bigger they are and the more energy that you put into them, the more stronger they're going to be. But I feel like you should replace these more often than not. So if you want to do this based off of like a moon cycle, you can, to enhance the power. Next time that particular moon phase hits, you want to dump these contents out, put new contents in, or you can try and charge it again with your crystals and lay it onto the windowsill and juice it up and reuse it again until you get to the point of where you feel like it's just absorbed too much and it's not going to be as effective as it used to be. And of course, when you're getting rid of your contents, you can give the herbs and spices back to nature. And as far as the pins go, you can reuse those and maybe use some arts and crafts or something along those lines. I would cleanse them again, of course, because the energy that you've put into that bottle is now it's being used all the time, so it's gonna dull, it's gonna collect different energies, so you want to give it a new beginning, so to speak. Alright, so the jar I did was for protection. There's so many different ways you can make these jars. You can make them for love, success, money. The list goes on, and they don't necessarily always have to be this small. They can be pretty large. They can be like this. And these ones you can fill them with a lot more stuff and a lot more energy. So that's what I was getting at earlier when I was saying this is kind of small, so you may want to make numerous ones and put them throughout your home, especially if you have a big home. Or you can do a big jar, bury the one out front or out back, and then do smaller ones throughout your home. You can also put protective sigils and symbols in this, and put particular petitions, like if you have children or if your wife or husband, they like to hang out in certain rooms a lot or whatever, you can hang it above the doorway with like a nail, or I like to use a rusty nail because that's also another highly protective symbol, and hence why I use the pins. The pins are smaller, but if you have a bigger jar, you can fit the rusted nails. And I like to do things in 3, hence the power of 3. So that's why you saw me doing that in a video. I would do 3 of everything. So hopefully that explains things a little bit more. These are actually really easy to make. You don't necessarily have to cast a circle when you are doing this, but if you're planning on calling on deities or any spirit guides to help you, then it helps you concentrate that much more on the object at hand. And also, if you are calling upon deities and you're relatively new about doing this type of magic, then it helps to protect you from anything else trying to interfere. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, I will see all you lovely little brujitas later.